Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome and thank you for joining us today. My name is Jaslyn for InfoTrack and I will be the moderator for today's webinar. On behalf of InfoTrack, we are delighted to have all of you here today, and we truly appreciate that you're taking your time, your busy schedule that join us today. Today's webinar is really designed for professionals who are very curious on how AI is moving beyond simple prompting and also becoming a real productivity partner in your workplace. So I think many of us are very usual that we are using tools like ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, and so on. But the next evolution of AI is no longer just about asking questions. I think all of you agree with me on this. So it's all about building AI agent that can understand your business, automate your repetitive work, and also support your team around the clock. So that's what exactly we will have exploring today. So for the first session, we'll be joined by Ms. Celine, who will take us through the future of work, build your first AI agent and workflow automation in 90 days. So during her session, you will discover how the AI landscape is evolving beyond the ChatGPT. Then the journey from prompting to automation of AI agent, real business use case across the HR, finance, sales, and operations. And what is exactly take you to build your own AI agent? So after that, we will continue with our second session. So second session will be more on sharing by Ms. Sophia Hong and also Naim Jamhari, AI evangelist from Region AI. So they will go through with you a real AI agent blueprint. So share like how they build a custom HR AI agent for a real business environment. And most importantly, demonstrate how it's worked through a live demo. So they will be more on sharing how you face your task today and how they plan for the blueprint and create the AI agent. So before we begin, I just have a quick housekeeping reminder. So feel free to post your question along the way that you are listening. Any question that you have, click on the Q&A tab and then put it in your question there. So we will try our best to go through the question during the Q&A session. Okay, so if you have anything, any technical issue or what, you can just WhatsApp us. Like I believe all of you did receive our WhatsApp or email reminder. So you can just reply or you can straight away type in the Q&A session. I'll try my best to answer you there or to solve the technical issue. So I think without further ado, let's get started. So I would like to here already. Yeah, okay, Celine is here. So Celine, I will pass the floor to you.
Thank you, Jaslyn. Can you all hear me? Jess, am I okay? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm very honored to be here to share with you the next evolution of AI. Just like what Jaslyn has mentioned, right? What I want to share with you is the 3 days course that will actually bring you through from just chatting chat with the ChatGPT or your AI into building a workflow and building an AI agent. Okay, so let me start with my self-introduction first. I'm Celine. So I have more than like 30 years of experience in the IT. So in my experience, I actually have go through a lot of transformations, be it the digital transformations when we first started talking about digital transformations, then we go into agile transformations, the DevOps transformations, and my last landing is AI transformations, right? So with that, I have actually extensive experience in leading the transformations and then building the transformation journey and then change management. And data-driven insights and decision enablement is one of the things that cannot run away when you are in IT. And the other aspect of area of me is agile, hybrid, and high performance delivery. And I'm also a creator of active human agility framework, which I use it extensively in human-centered transformation and leadership. So that's something about me, and if you see a little bit of the small QR code here, if you want to connect with me, that is my LinkedIn. All right. So let's start with some activity here for me to get to know you better. Can you scan this Slido code? I didn't see anyone joining. Oh, okay, 4%. 12. All right, good. Right. So just like what Jesslyn mentioned just now, right? I believe all of us are already using AI and some AI tools along the way, be it in personal or be it in the work life. So we have 172, 183, and the number keep increasing. 211 now. Okay, great. And I still see 100% and yes, that is very good. And that is expected, in fact. All right. I have 1% in no, but don't worry. This course cover those who has no experience at all in using AI. All right. So the number stagnant already. 265. Oh no, it's increasing. 270. Okay, I shall give 1 more minute here for the rest of participants to join. Just how many participants that we have?
We do have around 500 for this session. Yeah, but I
Okay.
think some might be taking some time.
Okay. So I shall give 1 more minute here. Yeah, the number remains as 99% as yes. Okay, when it hit 300, I move on to the next question. Okay. I would like to understand, do you have any experience in building the automated AI workflow? May not be an agent yet, yeah. We are talking about the automated AI workflow. Yeah, the percentage is quite high. That's very good. Yeah. Right. So we have 73% have no experience. It remain at 70%. I think 70-30 right now. All right, when the number hits 300, then we move on, yeah? So we have 248. Okay, majorities on no stays at just using AI and not building any AI automation workflow yet. And 30% has the experience. Okay, all right. I think the figure is about the same. 70% has no experience, 30% has experience in building the automated AI workflow. Great. So what I'm going to share with you is really the journey from the prompting. Prompting meaning that 99% of you have used AI before in be it in planning your holidays. I think this is the most frequent use case. Yeah, planning a holiday. I use it for checking out on the cooking, how to cook certain dishes at the same time. So I believe we all use it somewhat into validating our response in work, be it email also, right? That is prompting. So today I'm going to share with you the journey from the prompting in ultimately you can actually build autonomous workflow and agents. All right. I have actually simplified the journey into 4 levels for easy understanding. So level 1, where we are asking AI any questions and we brainstorm our situations with AI. Okay. Level 2 is we already start building some generative AI using RAG, right? So call it AI with company knowledge. AI where that knows in and out of company policy and SOP. And level 3, we talk about AI workflow automations. All right, I will show the differentiations between what is automated workflow versus AI workflow automations. And level 4 ultimately is actually building an autonomous agent. So the 4 level journeys in your learning journey. The first level, asking AI questions. All of us are using it. But do you know that if you are actually putting in a generic inputs, as in your question is generic, you will be expecting generic outcome. You will leave AI with a lot of rooms to make their own assumptions and conclusions, right? And this can actually require you to do another prompt and another prompt and keep repeating the prompt. And actually sometimes some of my friends actually feel very frustrated. They say AI is leading them nowhere. But actually, this is the first thing that you will learn in this course, how to do the prompting with clear results that you are expecting. Give you an example on the screen. If you give AI the instruction of write a sales report, you will get a sales report for sure. But you leave a lot of room for AI to do the structures, to do the details, to give any details that they deem as suitable, tying to the sales report. But if your prompt is you already assign a role to this AI acts as a sales director. And AI needs to analyze the result, identify the top 3 growth opportunity, highlight risks, and provide recommendations on this risk and growth opportunity. And you will get exactly the answer from AI on the directions that you wanted. So in a nutshell, AI is your assistant. Yeah, we always call it like in Malay sweet, we call it pemandu rumah. So if you ask your assistants, your pembantu rumah, right, to actually, hey, please make a dinner for 5 of us. Yeah, for the family. Okay? And you leave the assistants a lot of room to think what to cook. And the assistants, if he or she prefer a spicy food, and you will see a lot of spicy food on the table. But unfortunately, your family member has kids, young kids, and old people, they cannot really eat spicy food. So in this case, and in a lot of situations, we will actually blame it on the assistants and say, hey, why didn't you ask? But in fact, our instruction is not clear. So the result will be different if your question to the assistant is, please cook a dinner for 5 person that has 2 young kids and 1 old people. They cannot eat spicy food and they cannot be too hard and no cooking and no fried things. And I prefer a steamed dishes. And you will get exactly what you wanted. So this is just another example of prompting that you will actually learn from this course, right? And the illustrations of this Pembantu Rumah, it also shows that AI is your most capable intern. There is no limitations in this case, right? For AI in terms of their knowledge. Anything you ask, they do, they search, but you must move beyond question. You must master the context, instructions, and the goal you want to achieve in order for this most capable intern to provide you best quality and you less rework. You don't have to request again and again, and total reliability, and you will increase the productivity. This is level 1. And we move on to level 2. What is AI with company knowledge? In any company, in any team or organizations, you're bound to have a long list of policies, a lot of SOPs, and product documentations, all kinds of reports, all kinds of documentation about the organizations. All right. A typical example of a HR person, right? If you are an employee, imagine you are an employee. I give you this scenario where I have to travel on the weekend, okay? And across the week, I have to be in overseas for 2 weeks. In these 2 weeks, there is public holidays in between. So I would like to know whether the weekends is considered you will pay me as a compensations, or I will be getting my replacement leave as part of the other method of compensations. And at the end, how many leave that I'm entitled, or how many compensation I'm entitled, and when do I need to utilize this? Okay. So if this question posted, normally it posts into the HR team, right? So the HR team will actually search through, in this case, multiple documents. It's not only HR handbook, because HR handbook normally only have the annual leave and your entitlement, normal entitlement, right? This one, there's a complications where your traveling handbook and policies is in place. And there is another document where you are talking about the compensations documents. So as a person, you need to search all the related documents and before you provide an answer. And trust me, HR receive a lot of this type of questions. Medical benefits, I have situations like this. How can I use my medical cards, and so on and so forth, into their email, into their chat, and they have to attend. And 70% of their time are actually being utilized in answering these questions. Okay, all right. In this case, we will use RAG, technology within AI, where you will have the virtual assistant here, right? Where it read through all the company's documents, policies that you store for them, you actually capture into the directory, they search it through, and then they respond. Okay? And in this case, when they search it through and respond, and you could have an assistant 24/7 without depending in an individual, without depending on the working hours. Normally, when we have this kind of questions, employee will have this kind of questions about the entitlement and things like that. Normally, it's not during the working hours. It's when we have time to think about the other things other than work. That is actually after office hour, during weekends and things like that. So this increase the experience, the user experience of the employee to the company. All right. Right, let's move on to level 3, where we talk about AI workflow automations. Okay, this workflow automation is not a new term in the industry. We have been talking about process automations for long. So I'm giving an example here, a residential property management operations. Okay, normally there's a lot of forms, a lot of data entry required, right? All the applications from the residents, if you're staying in condo, if you are in company, multi-story company buildings. All these are actually require a lot of forms, right? Now I'm referring to a condominium. Yeah, property management, yeah, residential property management. If you have experience staying in a condo, you will know you will need to fill in form if you want to move in things, if you want to actually do renovations and so on and so forth. So the form need to be stored. If you are doing the manual work, the office administrative team need to actually key in the form, the physical form, into the systems, or they can have to do copy and paste in a nutshell, and they have to do manual invoices and so on, right? When we talk about process automations, that is already in place decades away, where we configure the forms, the form design and the column exactly the positions towards the data capture, right? And then they can transform certain the informations with certain rules and regulations that we define. And schedule reports is normally under process automations. Okay, this was in the picture decades away, yeah, decades ago. Right. How is that different with the AI workflow automations? In this case, it's no longer configurable items, as in every time you change a form, I need to change your configurations. This AI automation workflow captures the data patterns. Yeah, they are intelligent enough to actually do your data validations, to know that there's something wrong with this data entry. And they are able to predict and propose and predict the optimizations. They do predictive analysis, right, to identify what are the risks. Issue is the current issues that they can actually identify from the data pattern itself. So that is the key difference between the normal process automation versus AI workflow automations. So we are moving from repetitive manual effort into standardizing path, which is our normal process automations, into an intelligent predictive workflow, AI workflow automations. All right. So in a nutshell, it is talking about AI workflow automation is talking about capturing, then the process that do analysis and the acting on it. It needs human interventions. And then you go into improvement basing on the human analysis, right? You still need a human to make these decisions here. Human is still in the picture. And then you improve it, improve the analysis algorithm, and then we continue this process. This is a continuous cycle of intelligent workflow automations. Then we move on to level 4, which is the last level where we actually build a AI agent. Okay, so in this case, if you recall the AI automation workflow, you still need a human to trigger the workflow. All right, but if you have an AI agent, this agent will serve as a central workflow orchestrator. They actually do the triggering automatically, and they continuous to monitor the triggers, understand the context, and execute the end-to-end workflow. Right? In this case, you have multiple workflow. Before you reach the AI agent, you have the automation workflow where there's still a human interventions required to trigger the workflow. With AI agent, the triggering of the workflow can be replaced with this agent, right? And triggering workflow, if you think about it, that is actually a manual, repetitive work as well. So AI agent take over this manual, repetitive work from you, from a human, and human can actually focus in can be elevated to a higher role and more quality of output from the jobs. Okay, so there are a lot of use cases, right, for each of the divisions on the possible agentic and generative AI use case. When you heard about generative AI, actually this is talking about AI workflow automations here. So we are combining agentic and generative AI into this course. And I'm going to run through very briefly what are the common use cases for finance team, for HR team, for sales operations, and finally, we also covered this governance and ROI, the importance before you implement AI, into this course. Okay, let's move on to a finance use case. I'm not sure how many of you are from finance team, but I'm sure if you have a friend who is actually on a finance team friends, you will actually realize that your friends normally very busy in the month end, and they will say, month end, I need to generate the reports, I need to do month end closing. So they are normally very, very busy. And actually, this is a very scary period for the finance team. Okay, all right. So the current process, the without automation process is you gather the informations. Imagine you have 10 different systems, and 10 different systems generate 10 different informations and 10 different reports. And if you have one system have 3 reports, 3 times 10, 30 reports that you have to chew, analyze, understand, find the exceptions, find the anomalies, and then write the summary reports for your managers, executive summary reports. Yeah. So this is actually very mind taxing, focus taxing, attention taxing task every month for finance team. And this picture demonstrates what I have actually just illustrated, right? They work long hours. They didn't have time for lunch, and they really work until midnight to meet the closing deadline. And worse when it comes to year-end closing. Right? And think of AI as your finance analysis assistant. If you recall, the generative AI, where you could actually analyze the data, understand the anomalies, and identify the risks, and identify the issues from each of the data and the reports in few minutes time instead of days and nights, right? It increases your efficiency. But please, use human need to validate the results, right? So your time spent is to validate the results instead of gathering the information yourself. You have 5 steps. If you actually record this, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. And these 4 steps are actually all written by your AI assistants, and you just validate the results. So you save a lot of time. Right? And when you save a lot of time, some of you will feel like, oh, then my job is going to be replaced. But it's not true. You are hired not doing those analysis. You are hired actually to create an impact and insights to the organizations. So you are back to do what you're supposed to do in a more efficient, and the result is more accurate. Yeah. And I want everybody to take this back as a reflections. Even if you are not under finance team, you need to do reports. I'm very sure. How many hours you spend in preparing reports every month? And imagine this, if you could actually convert these hours of spending in reports, preparing reports into analysis and provide an impact to the organizations. And the hours that you save from this can be used, actually what you save is your OT hours. So you are back to your normal working hours. Isn't that great? That does not impact your personal life, your family time already every month. Think about that. HR, I did mention just now, right? I'm using HR situations where HR actually receive a lot of emails, a lot of query on those items. And I call this as a question trap, right? You're trapped in a questions. In a lot of organizations, HR are very lean team, yeah? HR, how many people? HR maximum 5 persons or 6 persons. And you need to serve how many people? You need to serve hundreds or 200 or 300 or employee. One employee fire one questions and you take 5-10 minutes of your time to answer one questions. Is actually equivalent to one full day already, one full-time FTE minimum to answer this question trap. So it's called question trap. You are trapped in the multiple questions, and all these questions are actually need to refer to the policies, to the SOP, and so on and so forth, right? So most common one on year end. While everybody is busy on year end closing, HR also busy calculating your payroll. At the same time, questions coming in, can I carry forward how many days I could carry forward in my annual leave? Or if you have a system, sometimes the system is making errors, and can you recalculate what are my claim medical benefits? How much more I left I need to actually utilize, and what are the training, and so on and so forth, right? Common. Okay. Another risk, when these common question traps come in, what would the organization do? Normally, they assign a junior, an intern to address all these questions, because these are the easy things to do in a nutshell, because all you need is to refer to all sort of policies and reads and respond, right? But there is a risk inconsistency and quality response. How many of you have experience in HR giving a different answer than what you actually do your calculation? A lot of times we will do some sort of calculation ourselves before we posted the questions, and the answer from HR coming in to show that this is a different answer as per my own understanding and calculations. And then you go back forth, and the juniors will actually bring you to the HRBP, a more senior one, experienced one in the company, and then validate again. It goes into a loop, right? Yeah, I see a lot of laughing inside. Right, that is the reality, right? So I actually pity the HR and also pity the employee, because it is really a bad experience. And a lot of times I say, how come a HR team don't know? How come a HR team don't know the company as well as I do, and things like that? But hang on, it's human being, right? And there's so many policy. If you need to search through this policy and things like that, it's bound to have errors, right? Human errors. Okay, so yeah, this picture actually demonstrate what I have illustrated just now. You search your emails, you search your folders, you contact your HR. This is me as an employee journey, right? And the frustrations that we receive when this is actually need to go a lot of to and fro. And if you have an AI assistant, remember the RAG, that they can read through all the organization's documents and accurately pointed out and give you the answer based on the documents. If they cannot find any documents, of course, you can configure this AI agent to refer to HRBP, right? So which is more reliable? Of course, machines reading through everything is more reliable than a humans may miss out the certain documents. You may have 100, 200, 300 documents out there. For larger organizations, it's easily reached. They have a storeroom to store all their documents. Imagine that, yeah? So think about that. That is repetitive administrative work. And if you have an AI assistant that could give 24/7 a day assistance to me as an employee, how will be your experience like? Great. All right. Instantly, I chat. While I'm checking this, I post questions. I get this. I validated my checking, close case. Okay. Right. So trust me, a lot of employees don't even bother to check the handbook and whatnot. They just post straight questions to the HR. Okay. So what does that mean? Remember, I mentioned that HR very lean team, and expectation on HR from an organization level is more on talent development, skill gap analysis, and a higher value work rather than answering a questions where the policies can be searched. Okay, so HR role doesn't mean that you are being replaced. You are very lean already. It's not possible for you to be replaced, but you are actually promoting yourself to the level that the organization expecting you to do. Okay, and then I don't believe anyone will love this kind of question trap day in day out. Again, the same questions but from another person, right? Nobody will like this repetitive work here. So you have faster access and you have less interruptions. Okay. And reflections in this use case for everybody other than HR. This applies to everyone. What kind of repetitive questions does your team answer? I used to lead a team of 100 people, IT teams to do services. And trust me, all the questions are repetitive questions. And at that point of time, I wish, and we tried to build a chatbot out to answer the questions, but it was not so successful because the technology wasn't so great yet. But with AI, agents and whatnot, the AI technology now, and this dream is possible to be achieved. Okay, the repetitive questions goes into not only HR, into a lot of divisions. Think about that, and turn that repetitive questions, the efforts in answering those questions into your family. How about that? Because all these repetitive questions will take up your OT time. Right? You will take up your time, and your real work, you can only do it after office hours. So if this is taking away from you, meaning that you can do your real work during office hour, and after office hour is 100% your family time or your personal time. How great was that? Okay, let's move on. For sales team, for sales team, your cycle is what? Meeting client, attend meetings, write out the meeting minutes, follow up with the proposal, follow up with the sales. Correct? Do you realize all these 4 steps here? There are documents that writing minutes can be done by your AI agents. Okay? And creating a proposal, if you build an AI agent, it can be actually taking over by giving the agents clear instructions and the content to write a proposal. Okay? And then the time saved in preparing minutes, now you focus only 10 minutes in validating the minutes before you send out the email. Okay? The risk of delaying the minutes sent out is the risk, is the space that you are giving the client to change their mind. Okay, so with minutes generating by AI, I could actually meet multiple clients. And at the same time, by the end of the day, I could just spend 5-10 minutes in validating 5 clients' minutes, and I send it out. And with these minutes out, I capture the important information to generate my proposal. I spend another 10 minutes to instruct my AI agents in generating the proposal coming out from the minutes. And I validate and I send it out the next morning. Right? And sending out next morning, meaning that I could follow up already on sales closing. Instead of months in following out sales, I can do it in just 2-3 days. Right? Okay, I actually generated a video.
Celine, I can't hear the sound.
Oh,
Maybe-
yeah, okay.
Yeah, you need to
All right.
reshare.
But actually, the video just described what I have actually illustrated just now. So maybe I skip the video. All right. So if you are actually spending time as a salesperson, you don't actually bug down by your administrative staff. You can actually prioritize relationship over administrative tasks. Sales, the most important things to close a sales is to building a rapport. When you are focusing on building a rapport, building a relationship, it needs to take time. Yeah, you need to actually meet the client often. But then if you actually take hours to actually meet the take days, yeah, or weeks to prepare your proposal, then only meet the client, the impact is not so great anymore. Okay, you may have actually the less impact if you actually have a very quick impact at that moment. You close it within a week rather than within few months. They make a lot of difference here, because now change is the only constant. The organization may say, I want this, and then few months later, you are still following up the few months ago informations. They say, okay, I changed my path. If you closed it immediately, meaning that I make an impact and you are involved in part of the change journey, right? So when you are involved in part of the change journey, what does that mean? Meaning that the next change, you are part of the game. You will be continuously to be part of the game in the next change. Okay, so that is the importance of putting you into an area where you are supposed to focus in. We all know, right? For sales team here out there, or whoever doing sales, and in fact, this applies to projects also. If you are running a project, if you are spending a lot of time in monitoring your project's activities and things like that, instead of building a relationship with your stakeholder, building relationship with your team members, understand their needs and things like that, then you are not doing what you are expected to be hired for. Yeah. Right? So better outputs, zero rewards, exponential daily productivity is something that we want to achieve with the AI agents. Okay, the last part I would like to emphasize is any successful AI transformation is not measured by how many AI agents are deployed. Yeah. So it's not talking about how many AI agents you are being deployed, or it's not talking about how many generative AI I have created for the organization. But organization measure by how much business value is realized safely and sustainably. Sustainability is the words that all the organizations are focusing now, and also safe, right? You do not, a lot of organizations may already hear AI may jeopardize security, right? Your data confidentiality, all these are part of the safety. So we will cover this into the course where we emphasize governance and ROI is the critical success factor for AI transformations other than change management. Okay, so where AI should be used for as a governance, 4 elements, where AI should be used for, where humans should remain involved, right? How value are being measured and how risk is being managed. Okay. If you actually read through the news, you will know that last 2 years back, where one of the big organizations actually start with the I, thinks that their whole divisions can be replaced by AI. They actually terminated and all the human resources. And 1 year later, they realized that AI is managed by human, and they rehired some the teams to continue the journeys, right? So this is one of the lessons learned from the industry, but yet a lot of industry are actually repeating this. AI is not there to replace the human. AI is there to increase the efficiency and productivity of the organizations, right? Of course, we need to measure how it can be used, what is the safety measurements, and what are the risks, and how do we manage the risks. And they should have an AI policy in place, who is the AI framework, right? We are talking about roles and responsibility, the KPI dashboards, and the business ownership. How do we measure? How do we govern? How do we continue to improve this? And how do we realize value from this AI projects? Yeah. So just because AI can do something doesn't mean that it should, right? We need to evaluate them with the value, risk, and governance. Okay. And then the better investment decisions, find the right AI alternative. What are the lower risks? Improve the trust, right? Improve the trust, meaning that the results need to be validated. A lot of us use AI sometimes blindly. We do not validate the results and we use it immediately. And this can actually increase the risk. Okay. And once you achieve the first three, and we talk about how do we continue to sustain the values, sustain the program, and how do we measure for the long-term value. Okay. I believe there are common buts here from the theme from all of you. The myth number one, the first but, I need coding skill to build AI. Because AI is a technology. And generally, you link to AI, you are talking about you need coding skill. But actually, the reality is nowadays, it's not true. Most business user can build AI workflow using a non-code platforms like NAN, Stack AI, Zappo, and Make. If you can use Excel, you can build an AI agent. Trust me. It's drag and drop, is configurable. And myth number two, where I think majority was still at this stage, I only need ChatGPT or Copilot or Gemini. I only need that. I don't need to create a generative AI workflow. I don't need to create any AI agent. Okay. What you are using now, what you are doing now, the 99% of the populations in this call here are using AI already. You're using AI to create the context, right? But you are still the persons who do the remaining on the flow, on the process, and so on. But if you actually have a generative AI workflow and AI agents, you could actually move yourself, upgrade yourself to the next level and make the impact to the organizations. Right? Because they can do this automatically trickle, and yet you are the one who configure them. You are the one who manage the AI agents. You were not being replaced. You expose yourself to a higher level, higher value work, and that may increase your promotion rates and chance. Think about that, right? Okay. Therefore, I concluded AI successful for every professional, because you don't need to be a IT background. You don't need to be a coder to build the Gen AI workflow, to build an AI agent, right? You can learn from we are moving from beyond the prompt, from basic chat to autonomous workflow, and ultimately to AI agents. And you promote yourself into the next level from all areas. Okay. 3 days Agentic AI Generative AI Workflow Automation Program has 2 stages. The first stage, you will understand how LLM works. What are the effective prompting techniques? And what are the AI limitations? What is the RAG fundamentals, AI personas, and system prompts? Then you move on to stage 2, and you can design the workflow. I suppose this is a practical hands-on workshop, yeah, where you will build the generative AI and AI agent using no-code, low-code tools. And you learn how to integrate internal and external data, and how you build a multiple stack AI agents. And of course, lastly, you will learn how to assess the ROI and how to assess a risk whenever you want to actually identify a workflow to be used, to be actually as a use case for your generative AI or AI agents building case. All right. And the tangible outcome is you will leave the program having built and deployed a working multiple step AI agents prototype, not a slide deck, not a live systems. Yeah, it is a live systems that you walk away with. Yeah, in a nutshell, you may be questioned like, do I need to prepare my environments to attend this course and things like that? The answer is no. We have built a sandbox, that means an environment for this course. That means participants can go in to actually build using the sandbox. And of course, if you want to use your own notebook, yeah, to actually build this, we will give you instructions how to install the necessary tools into that, and you can build using that. So the results you can carry with you in your laptop and notebook. All right. Okay. I have done the sharings on my end, and I will pass the floor. If you have any questions, please feel free to actually post it in the chat. So I pass the floor back. Jess, is it you?
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Celine. Yeah, I see some of the questions here. Yeah, okay, maybe just quick answer for this question, Celine. So any hardware or software we need to get ready, upgrade at home or office as prerequisite to apply AI to the level 4 that you mentioned just now. This is from Patrick.
Yeah, actually, like I mentioned just now, right? You don't need to have anything. You just bring your laptop. We have a sandbox built already. But of course, if you want to actually carry this in a laptop, we could actually guide you how to install this in your laptop and build the practical using your laptop yourself. So you carry back the results during the workshops, throughout the workshops in your laptop.
Yeah, okay, Patrick. So I hope that answered you. And for Alex's question, I think it's, let's say for HR use case, the human HR still need to validate the answer provided by the HR AI assistant, is it? Then HR still need to spend the same amount of time to validate. Is it correct?
Initially, yes. initially you need to validate, just like any system implementation, you need to, HR is the stakeholder, right? They need to validate the results. Once the result is validated, I mean a period of time, let's assume like a week, right? You validate the results, and then once the result is validated, it's permanent there already. It won't go haywire unless you change your policy and you forgot to upload your policies to AI agent. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. So
Okay.
after, if let's say you all have any more questions, you can still continue posting in the Q&A session, because we will continue the session with another 2 speakers that we invite. So thank you so much, Celine, for the sharing insight for today. So I'm sure
Thank
everyone
you.
now will be, yeah, thank you. So I'm sure everyone now has a much clearer pictures that AI isn't just talking about ChatGPT questions anymore. So more importantly, that we need to learn that you don't need to be a technical person. So this is what I heard from Celine just now. You don't need to be a very technical people to start using AI to automate your daily work and improve the productivity. So now we see the concept and possibility from Celine, but what it will be exactly look like in the real organization. So our next session, I will show you on that. So we will be joined by Sophia and also Naim from Region AI. So who will be sharing how their team successfully built a real HR AI agent that's already helping HR team that reduce the repetitive inquiry and so save the valuable times and provide instant support to everyone. So even better, they were giving you a live demo of how the AI agent works behind the scene and explain how organizations can start building on their own. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Sophia and also Naim from Region AI. So Sophia. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I pass the floor to you.
Okay, thank you, Jaslyn. And hi, everyone. My name is Sophia. I hope you all are still with me, because the next session that we'll be covering is on AI agent blueprint, and I hope you all are as excited as us. So the next session will be covered by me and my colleague Naim. So I know your time is precious, and maybe you're already thinking ahead of your lunch, what to eat later, but stay with us. So here's my promise to you. The next 30 to 40 minutes will be practical, honest, and worth your time. But first, a quick introduction. Okay, my name is Sophia, and I'm the analyst on our AI evangelist team. So our team is very enthusiastic about AI, and we have tried many different apps and tools, and we have moved beyond general prompts and image generation. So some of the advanced and successful AI projects that we have done include AI-generated videos, a lead generation AI agent, and HR AI agent, which is what we'll be covering today. And if we have the time, I'll show you the AI-generated video that we did for Regen Hospital. Now, let me start with a simple question. Okay, let's be honest. The last time you needed an answer, who did you ask? So it can be anything. How did you fix it? How do I fix this? What time do they open? Or how do I claim this? So type of 1 if you ask a human, and type 2 if you ask AI. I'm seeing a lot of tools. Tools 1. I asked employee handbook, okay. Depends on what questions, okay. So I see most of us are actually asking AI first, even though some of us are still prefer asking a person, and that's normal. So, okay. Now, whatever that you type, it's either one of these, a person or AI. Now, think about asking a person. You wait until they are free. Or, as agent, we always, being an agent, we will say, sorry to disturb, yeah. And sometimes we even get answers during office hours or even delayed response. Now, think about AI. It's instant. anytime, any day, and it never felt like a bother. And whether you realize it or not, most of us are gradually making that shift to AI, except in one place. And that one place is within our very own company. So let me show you what I mean. It's 10:48 p.m. on a Tuesday. A new nurse, let's call her Aisha. So she just finished her first week at the hospital. And tonight she's not feeling well and she's worried about tomorrow's 7 a.m. shift. So which clinic can she go? How does she submit her MC? So here's the thing. Her onboarding covered all of this last Monday. So somewhere around slide 40 or 60. But nobody remembers everything from onboarding day, right? So she does what everyone does. She WhatsApp the one person she knows in HR who has already gone home or is asleep. So the reply comes at 7:52 the next morning. So that's 9 hours later after her shift has already started. Now think about this happening with every new joiner, every shift, every year. And we know that it's never just one question. So let me show you a real example. So one company, 3 people in HR, taking care of more than 300 staff. So staff who work day and night. So every month we're looking at about 120 questions coming in just to this one small HR team. And a WhatsApp reply usually takes up to 4 to 48 hours. And here's the problem. So HR usually replies during office hour or delayed. We're talking about 9 to 5 or delayed response. But hospital staffs, they work in shift, day shift, night shift, even weekends. So when a night shift nurse has a question at 2 a.m., the office is closed. So questions like how many days of MC do I get? How many days of leave do I get? I'm on probation. So now let's count together, 120 questions. Each one takes about 15 to 20 minutes all in to read, to check the answer, to reply, and to follow up. So that's about 40 hours every month. So almost one full working week gone every month, just answering questions that are really repetitive and have answers. Now imagine same night, but different. Same question, same time, 10:48. And this time Aisha opens a chat on her phone. 5 seconds later, she has the answer. The clinics that she can go to, the exact MC steps, straight from the hospital's own handbook. Nobody got disturbed. Nobody felt paiseh. Nobody waited 9 hours. And the next morning, HR walks in with 0 backlogs of repeated questions. So she sleeps well, so does your HR team. Now, some of you might be thinking, we tried a chatbot and it was terrible. And you're right, here's why. So a normal chatbot learns from the whole internet. So it knows a bit of everything, but nothing about your company. And ask it about your leave policy, it gives you general answers from the internet, not your policy. And the worst part, when it doesn't know, it simply just makes something up and says it confidently. And that's how people stop trusting it. But here's what I learned. The problem was never the AI. You were simply given the wrong tool. So what are we proposing today? Not a chatbot, but your very own AI agent. The difference is simple. A chatbot knows a bit of everything. Your agent knows your company deeply. A chatbot answers from the internet. Your agent answers only from your documents. A chatbot guesses when it's not sure, and your agent never guesses. It passes the question to a human. So think of it like a careful new employee who memorize your whole handbook and never ever guesses. But I want to be honest with all of you here tuning in live today, because the truth is we didn't know where to start either. I'm the analyst on our team, but not the programmer. And when we began, of course, I was excited and honestly, I felt lost too. We faced every problem that you can think of right now, and there were no guides for us. Everyone was joining the hype, they said use AI, but nobody really said how. And ready-made tools in the marketplace, as we know, it didn't match how we needed. And trust, some teams preferred the old way at first, and that's fair because nobody should actually trust a new system just because it's new. So we didn't push, but we started small. So our first version didn't work. Sometimes, to be honest, the AI went beyond what it knew and just simply made things up. But something clicked. There were two lessons that changed everything. So first one, go deep, not broad. So stop building a bot that knows everything and build an agent that knows one area very well and passes anything outside to a human. So we call that 80-20 rule. So the agent answers the repeated 80% and human handles the 20% that truly needs them. And second, step by step, not doing all at once. So we launch in small weekly steps, make sure that each step works before moving to the next. And the best part is once it works for one job, the same principle works for the next. So here's what that looks like in real life in Regen Hospital. It's Malaysia's first private rehab hospital. So we have teams working day and night, more than 300 staff, and only 3 people in the whole HR team. And now one AI agent answering everyday questions at any hour. So we started small on purpose. So new joiners questions, it's the ones that ask the most. And here's the key part. Every new joiner meet the agent on onboarding day. So it's part of the welcome. So when the questions come later, and they always come later, the agent is already in their pocket. So every new joiner wonders this. How many days of leave do I get? I'm still on probation. So she opens the handbook and finds section 22.1 and 5 lines of formal policy words. And she reads it twice, still not sure. So she WhatsApp HR and waits a day for the answer. Now, the other version, she asks the agent, and 5 seconds later, in simple words, on probation, your leave hasn't started yet. It kicks in once you're confirmed. So same policy, same handbook, and just say it in the way a helpful colleague would say it. So no searching, no guessing, and minimal waiting. Now, the big question that you might be thinking is, what if the AI gives wrong answer? And it's a fair question because it's the first thing that we ask ourselves to. So here's the answer. The agent can only answer from documents you approve. So your policies, your FAQs, your word. And outside those documents, it doesn't guess, it doesn't make things up, so it knows its limit. And here's an example. It's 6:47 in the morning, week 2. Let's use Aisha again. So her bus breaks down and she asks, I'm late. Can I just WhatsApp my supervisor? So a normal chatbot would say a text is fine and it sounds appropriate, right? But your handbook says something different. For lateness, you must call and texts are not accepted. So the agent knows that. So it tells her, call, don't text. And if your supervisor doesn't answer, call the duty supervisor or HR. So one small answer and she avoids getting into trouble. The right answer, even when it's not the one that you expect. And so for everything else, it knows when to pass to a human. So the agent answer the everyday questions. How much leave do I have? How do I submit my MC? What time is my shift? Can I claim this? And the human takes over for anything that's personal or sensitive matters, disputes, complaints, or anything that needs a human touch, basically. So the AI handles the repeated 80% and your staff handles the 20% that truly needs a human. So the question is, how do we build this? 4 weeks. So week 1, we gather. So we collect your documents, your policies, your FAQs into one place, and that makes up the agent's brain. And in week 2, we teach. The AI learns from your documents only, plus clear rules on when to pass to a human. And week 3 is where testing happens, where a small group of your own staff try with real questions and we fix anything that's wrong. And week 4 is when launching happens, where it opens to everyone. So with a simple dashboard showing what it answers. And right now, while explaining it to you, the steps sounds and looks simple, but learning to do it right actually took us weeks and months of mistakes. So the question is, how do you know it will work for you? And to be honest, you don't need to just trust us. You see it work before you decide. So in week 3, as I've shared just now, your own staff test it with their own real question. And you watch real questions get real answers live. So anything wrong gets fixed before the full launch. And success is measured by a target that we agree on together. For example, we want to cut reply time from 1 day to a few seconds. That's the success rate that we are measuring. So your documents, your questions, your goal. And if you're not happy, we keep improving it. But the point is you stay in control all the way. Okay, now I think some of you are already thinking ahead. Can this work for customer inquiries, operations, follow-ups? And the answer is yes, because the principles are the same. But here's my honest advice. Don't start there. Start with the easiest win, which is HR AI agent, because the questions repeat the most and the answers are already written in a handbook. So we built this first one for you, and it's safe and it's simple. And so once your first agent is running, adding the next one is
Hi, Sophia. I think your slide is missing.
okay. Where did I lose your?
Yeah, I think the slide is missing now. Maybe you can
Okay,
reshare
okay.
your screen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you
now
follow
back.
me on this one?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So if you remember one thing, let it be this. The AI was never the hard part and making it work is, but the good news is that hard part is already figured out. Every mistake that quietly kills this project, we have already made it, fixed it, and built this fix into the blueprint. So is this for you? 3 quick questions. 1, do the same questions keep coming? We're talking about 20 or 30 questions filling your inbox or even WhatsApp week after week. And 2, do the answers already exist? It can be in PDF files or in someone's head. So we just need to write them down. And 3, do your people need answers faster than office hours? So night shifts, weekends, or even urgent moments. So type a 3 if you said yes to all 3. Same questions, answer exists, and you need faster response. Three, okay. Okay. 2, okay. So if you actually agreed on all 3, you're exactly who we built this for, right? So enough talking, let's see it live now. So 9, over to you.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Anaim. I'm the engineer behind it. So I am currently website and system developer, but I'm exploring AI and automation. So basically, I tested multiple chatbots tools in the market before, but found them too rigid, difficult to customize, and lack of agentic capabilities. So we built our own customized chatbot that will connected with AI agent and also able to connect with third-party integration and supports API integration, and also we use Meta official WhatsApp API. Okay, so when we building this HR AI agent, we focus on security, privacy, and confidentiality because we don't want to outsiders access to the AI. So AI only able to access by registered employees only. So we can protect information confidentially of the handbook. Also, we can reduce the risk of exposed to the outsiders, and we can configure the access controls based on employee roles, departments, or permissions. So standard chatbots in the market cannot provide this level of secure access, but our AI agent can. So basically, how AI agent works. So when a user send a message to a AI agent receive and verifies the phone number. And if the phone number registered in employee database, if yes, AI agent will process the request and respond to the user. If no, AI agent will deny and inform to the user you are not allowed. So moving on to the architecture, we using multi-agent architecture. So it understand user intent better and route to the specialized AI agent. So as you can see, we have multiple sub-agent. First sub-agent focus on employee benefits, then HR policies, then focus on human handover, and then another agent focus on report and compliance. So this can provide accurate and scalable support to the consumers. Okay, so let's go to the platform that we have built. So in Region AI dashboard, you can see all the statistics here. First, we can see all the total messages goes through your platform. Second, you can see all the contacts within this month or a certain period, total contacts you have all the time, and AI agent messages that send during the time period, and also the time saved. The AI agent helps the human. The second part is the message activity. You can check the performance, the statistics, messages, and contact sends in a day throughout the months. And you also can get overview of top first messages. And also you can take a look at the recent contacts. Okay, so let's move on to the AI agent testing. But we focus on inbox first, okay? So at the inbox, you can see all the previous messages. And then you can also assign your team member, let's say certain contact you want to assign to team member 1, team member 2, you can assign here. And also you can use two reply modes, whether AI modes, or if you want to send a message to a customer, to a user, you can switch to human mode. And once you then reply to the user, you can turn on AI mode so AI can take over again. Okay. So you also can take a look at the contacts. All the numbers go to your AI agent, and you can export to CSV. So it is useful for your reporting later. Moving on to the tickets feature, you can open a ticket if you need a support from us. Let's say inquiries, technical issues, knowledge base update. And also in our platform, you can invite user. Let's say you want to invite your team members using AI agent, you can invite also. Okay, so we have done talking. Let's try with real implementation. So this is our real HR AI agent. And first question I want to ask is, what benefits am I entitled to? So AI will go through all the database of the knowledge base. So it will present all the informations. Okay, let's move on to next questions. How many days annual leave if my job grade is 3? Okay, so we try another question also. Okay, so some of you can send to a chat. So give a short question to test AI. You can put your question there. Okay. So, one of our features is we able to have a menu message in our AI agent WhatsApp. So let's say user can click on the menu and click on the handbook. Let's say something like this. Okay. So another example is like this. Okay. So AI agent able to answers to our inquiries. AI agent also can respond to the menu request that we send. Also, okay, what about human handover? Let's say a user wants to talk to human. Okay, so you watch carefully here. This is our group. So once AI agent receive an inquiry, I want to talk to human, I want to talk to staff, AI agent will capture the request and then it will send a notification to the group. So let's say you have a group of your team members, your admins, your team. So your team will get alert. Okay. Do you want anyone wants to ask to HR AI agent anything? Okay. So basically, AI will provide a general answers only. If we have additional information, we have to insert to the knowledge base. Okay. So we have any technical questions? That technical question we answers to the FAQ. Okay, how much? So basically, AI will provide a general question because average salary increment depends on the performance itself. Okay, so Swan Linton asking any language. So basically it can support any language, English, Malay, Indian, anything, Chinese. Okay, so so that's enough for the AI demonstration, for the platform demonstration, and also HR AI agent. I will pass the floor again to Sophia.
Okay, so thank you, Naeem. Screen. Can you see my screen? Okay. Share again.
Yeah, you can share again. Yes, okay.
Okay, so now that we have seen the HR AI agent works, so the next question is who would benefit from it the most? So there are 4 types of organization where an HR AI agent can make a particular big difference. So first, we talk about healthcare and hospitals like Regen Hospital. So these organizations operate around the clock and manage complex shifts and have important policies and compliance requirements. So second, we're talking about retail, F&B, and hospitality. So these industries often have large frontline teams across multiple locations. And third one is manufacturing and logistics, where employees work across factories, warehouses, and different shifts, so often outside normal office hours. And fourth is professional services and technology companies, especially those that are growing quickly or managing remotely. So although this industry may look different, but they face many same challenge. So they have employees who may not be sitting at a desk, employees who work beyond the regular office hours. So if that sounds familiar, so HR AI agent is a strong fit for your organization. And even if your industry is not listed here, the concept or the principles still apply. So the agent learns from your organization's own material, such as your employee handbooks, which were what we shared just now about HR policies, SOPs, and training manuals. So as long as all these informations are documented, the agent can learn it and help make those answers more accessible to your employees. So coming back to what I shared earlier just now on AI video generation. So we have actually developed several videos using AI, but I'd like to just share with you one example. So let me see. So this hospital admission video was actually created for Regen Hospital to help patients, visitors, and even family members to understand important information before and during a hospital stay. So instead of hospital staff having to repeatedly explain the same guidelines, the hospital can now provide one clear and consistent video that people can watch whenever they need it. So I'll just play a short clip of this video. No sounds. Okay, wait. Let me stop sharing again. Let me replay.
Welcome to Regen Hospital. Here are some important guidelines to help you and your family during your stay with us. We have facilities for the comfort of your stay at Regen Hospital. In your room, we will show you around and how to use the call bell, TV remote control, bed function, communication board, colored waste bins, bedside locker, lights, medication cabinet, air control, kiblat, and others. Within the ward, you may access the family lounge, water dispenser, patient pantry, public toilet, refrigerator, and fire exits. Please note that food waste have to be discarded in patient pantry or family lounge. Cafeteria and surau are
Okay, so with that, we have actually come to the end of today's presentation. So thank you everyone for your time and attention. Type a Y if you actually enjoyed today's session and you believe that you have learned something. So we hope that today's session actually given you a clearer idea on how AI can support HR team and beyond. So if you believe in the potential, let's talk more. So we'll now open the floor for questions.
Thank you, Sophia. Okay, so I think there are a few questions that I put it in the Q&A section there. Yeah, maybe we can quick go through, then we can answer some of that. Okay, I see Patrick say, possible to generate digital avatar on AI agent to serve and reply the question. Digital avatar face-to-face answer. More interactive, I guess. So this
Oh,
is
okay. Okay, so this is quite high level. So it is possible, but it's very hard.
okay.
Yeah.
So for that, and then so I see some people asking about cost for the AI agent. So later maybe I will share on that part. Okay, so it said everyone also can use this Regen AI agent, I guess, since it is in WhatsApp. So is it everyone can use that?
Okay, so AI agent, we are connecting it to WhatsApp business account. So because we are using Meta API, so if you have personal account, you have to convert to business account, and everyone can use it.
Okay. So meaning like just now, if what I'm not mistake is you need to add in who can be accessed for the account that you are already set up, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I think that's all from this from Sophia and also Naim. Thank you very much. So everyone don't leave first. I haven't end. Okay, so today we would like to see that AI is no longer just for IT professional. So it's for a programmer or it's for non-technical people also. So as just now the Serene shared, for Celine shared, anyone from HR, from sales, from marketing, finance, or operations, you actually can start to use AI to automate your repetitive tasks, improve the productivity, and also work more effective. So you don't need to be very technical expert to begin your AI journey actually. So we have also had the opportunity to see the real world sharing by Naim and Sophia that how the region AI team, they credit for their HR team and also expand to other clients. So today, and just now I see maybe some of you is a little bit confusing. So let me just quick recap. Okay, so for InfoTrack, we actually would like to bring this webinar into two different directions. So one is if let's say you are really applying, you want to do the AI agent for your organization with your own team, then we will encourage you to join our 3-day class, which is the one that just now Celine shared, Generative AI Workflow Automation. It's actually 3-day class that you can, you can join or you can ask your team to join. So from there, you will learn from the level 1 until level 4, like just now what Celine mentioned. So now this is the class, it can be happen in KL or it can be happen in Penang. So it will depend on how's the enrollment that needed. So I believe that some of the participant today is from Penang, so no worry, we can arrange a session there if needed. So you can scan the QR now for everyone. You can scan the QR. This is the evaluation form, but inside it also have 1-2 question is show the interest. So if let's say you need more details about the cost outline, about how is it, how it's covered, and where's the location, where's the date, or you can scan and then fill out the evaluation. So at the bottom there, you can tick yes. So we will share you more detail on that. And our cost is HRDC claimable. So just let us know if you're interested to join the 3 days. So this is for people that maybe you have a team, then you want to do the workflow for your current team by your own. But if let's say you are like, how to say, you don't have really a few person team or one person that really dedicated to do the AI. So we bring you for region AI team also. So this is their HR AI agent package that will be covering on that. So they are having a promotion now. So previously it's 7,600, including the creation and also the 6-month maintenance, meaning like you can update all everything for that. So that will be from AI region AI. So now because of today, you are all the special one that staying here to with us about 2 hours, so that we give a special discount for everyone that attending today's session. You will get 50% discount. So meaning you will only pay around 7,000. So meaning around 1 year. So that is 50%. Okay. So for that one, it will also 6 months and then inclusive the development cost. So for that, if let's say you are you are very interested on this, so just let us know. If let's say you think like to claim under HRDC, also let us know. We will see how to bundle it together with the training. Okay. So majority, I think for today, what's the message that we would like to bring out is we will be covering you. So from AI, if let's say you want to do the workflow by your own, we did have the course and it's already helping few companies after they attend, they really create a new workflow by their own. So if let's say you don't have the manpower on that, you wish that have a professional team that helping you to create the AI agent for your company, for your organization, you can also let us know, reach out to us, then Region AI team will go and let you know how you can start the journey. Okay, so thank you so much for everyone that attending. So before we end the session, I would like to ask a favor from you all to help me scan and do the Google review for us. If let's say you are very happy with today's session, so give us a 5-star and put it in what's the next workshop or webinar that you wish to join. So from there, we'll gather all the feedback and then we'll plan for our next session. Yeah, so if let's say you have any training requests, don't forget to also email us or WhatsApp us. So this is my WhatsApp number, so you can save it down or screenshot. So next time, if you think of any training, you can just text me. I will reply to you as soon as possible. So thank you so much, everyone. Here we conclude today's section. So we hope to see you in our class. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks again, Sophia and Naim, and also Celine that sharing the insight today. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Yes. Stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you in our next webinar.